This episode is sponsored by Squarespace.com. Go to Squarespace today and start building your website. And if you enter offer code Doug Stanhope at checkout, you get 10% off your first purchase.
Did we not bring up Brian's roasting?
You talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, but you had a kind of a different version of how it went down.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
we should
Because I went up to him and I said,
Yeah.
You're next, aren't you?
That's right.
And Brian said, No, I'm taking notes. And I go, Actually, you should do a set. And he goes, What do I have to say to these fucking people? I go, But that's it. You can be mad at them, and they won't know that you're actually being serious because they think that you're going to be funny. But then it's cathartic, and it's a win-win. And that's when he started really writing.
You should just see that. That's very funny.
You were saying this.
I see.
You see we're running this whole time, Brian?
Right.
So your entire setup was just set up.
Oh, okay. I was duped. I was duped by someone on Xanax.
What's the expression? People make plans and Chaille records. Is it God laughs?
Yes.
But it's clunky.
What you tell me about your plans? That one?
Yeah, it was just people plan, God laughs.
Yes.
All right, this is gonna kick off the podcast.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that was ugly. I'll light a cigarette.
So soon?
Good morning.
Open flame?
Yeah, it's fucking noontime, but it might as well be 5:30 in the morning for I think that's when we went to bed.
That was your last post online.
The tweet that went out 5:30.
Something like, well, it was bright daylight out the window behind you.
Oh shit.
With homeless Joe.
Yeah, those homeless people, they don't drink, so they can stay up all night. So Chad and I I don't know if he left. This is a weird thing, but I got to remember to pay him for that weed.
Oh, yeah.
It was used as a prop and then used properly after the prop had been used. That's got shit on my. Okay, never mind. I'm just reading my hands. I have Sharpie all over my hands, trying to figure out what I was trying to remember. But Brian Hennigan is here, Chaille is here, Castle Rock Kenny is here, and Brett Erickson is just shuffling in so he doesn't miss a beat. So yeah, Brian, we were talking about you've already set yourself up on this.
Oh.
But about doing stand-up. Are you trying to make a comeback?
It's interesting because when I reflect upon it, I realize the only reason I stopped was because the fucking Edinburgh Festival Fringe became
a
business, you know? And so it's almost like I feel there's almost unfinished business in that area. I've never stopped taking notes about potential stand-up bits.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do this, but if I think of a concept, I'll think, okay, what form should that concept go into? Is that a tweet? Is that a novel or a short story? Or is it a bit of stand-up? Then I'll send myself an email and it'll say stand-up bit, and it's got whatever it is. And I've never stopped doing that.
Wow, so you could have been fucking writing me material all this time?
Yeah.
Sitting here with my face in a notebook and you're just stockpiling this shit for nothing?
Yeah. I have got some great stuff about airplanes. Because I fly a lot.
I understand that.
So that's what I was thinking. And then doing the thing the other night, that was kind of, I remember how I even got into stand-up in the first place was when I was at a sales conference in fucking Scotland. It was shitey. It was been a disastrous year for the company. And the sales director said to me, "Hey, Brian, you're funny. Tell us some jokes." That, the worst ever type of thing.
Environment.
Yeah. And I kind of did what I did at the party the other night.
Well, show we had here.
Yeah, the show we had here. I just...
A talent show.
Stood for about 10 minutes and wrote down a bunch of shit and stood up and did it. And that's...
telling everyone to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, telling everyone to go fuck themselves, but in an
And
erudite.
Killed.
So I feel I could be the go fuck yourself comedian.
And you could still walk amongst them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because there was a spotlight on
And the
you.
great thing is, they think I don't mean it.
Or they know you well enough here
Yeah.
that they kind of do know you mean it, and they like that you expressed it in a funny way finally. Hey, Castlemark, can you get me a Bailey's coffee when you've done with his mimosa? It's a little early for me.
Yeah.
Or late in life.
So
Thanks, Kenny.
here's the thing. There's been a lot of stuff tweeted and talked about and whatever about what we've been doing or not. It's kind of like we've had a lot of things around the orbit of what we've been doing for the past week, but I've never actually explained in some way precisely what is going on.
Yeah, we're filming a pilot to shop around to get to a series.
So a lot of people don't even know what a fucking pilot presentation is.
Yeah, so it's something you film to shop around to go, hey, this is what the show would look like when you buy it.
Yeah, I mean,
This is an example of
like a
things we
taste.
would do.
Like a taste.
trailer.
yeah. And believe it or not, a lot of the shite you see on television has been through this process.
Wow.
It has been audited and reviewed and discussed by executive upon executive until it gets to the top of the pile and is then forced down your throat.
Yeah, but the top of our pile is right near the top of the pile, so we're not gonna have to do any of the fucking work.
We'll probably have to be in the room a few times.
Oh, sure, yeah, but we don't have to make the calls.
No, we don't have to make
Yeah,
the
we
calls.
got the fucking kingdom.
Yeah, that's right. Because, and again, I brought this with me. I mean, and this is the great thing about radio, is we have the original artifact from the Target shopping expedition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm holding in my hand, we'll put this up on the internet somewhere, a notebook with the band One Direction on the cover that was bought with the express purpose of writing down the concepts for the Doug Stanhope, Johnny Depp collaborative show.
Because his daughter had a huge crush on one of the One Direction guys, so he didn't like him. So he bought a One Direction notebook to write all this shit down, just to fuck with him.
And he even drew a little heart around the guy in question. That's the guy.
I think they're all cute.
I'd fuck every one of them right now,
And
while
that-
fighting the other four off.
And it's got all the original notes, like you know the Lenny Bruce show that he saw and liked, and all this sort of stuff. And it's based. I think when was this bought? Like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, because I think I mentioned it when we got into the car the other morning, the first day that crew was coming in, and Bingo and I got in the car, and it was right. Stern was replaying our last appearance 2 years ago, where he's giving us shit
That's right.
about what's this Johnny Depp? This sounds shaky. You got to get something in writing. What is this show even? And I was saying, I don't know. Maybe the guy's just fucking just batshit crazy. I don't know, buddy.
Did we talk about have we ever talked about how the contact was made and all that?
Probably.
Oh.
But we're not here for
A
that,
lot.
Brian. Let's cut through the bullshit.
No. I want to just finish off the. So we've spent a week doing this, and the next stage is.
The next stage is we shop it around. But this is a classic jinx. This is what you don't do.
Oh, I see.
You don't say, hey, we've got a TV show coming out. 'cause
That's
they
not
don't-
what you're saying.
We're
though.
not
I
saying
think
that.
people
I
are
know.
confused when I see on Twitter, it's like, hey, when do we get to see this? You're posting this on YouTube, right? They don't have any idea that this is just the first step
Good point.
of
Yeah.
many steps. And there's denial or there's possible no's all along the way. This is just a project that you came up with Johnny Depp.
And when what we've filmed has run its course, when I see it, when do we get to see it? I don't know when I get to see it. I saw a lot of it being filmed from a distance. There's stuff I wasn't in, and there's more stuff we still have to film in LA.
That's right.
And so, yeah, you might never see this, but when it runs its course, the presentation pilot will at least get leaked on YouTube by me if I have anything to say about it.
Guaranteed, listeners, you will be the almost first to know.
Well, if you get on the Doug Stanhope mailing list, that's
Yeah,
a
and if
great
you pre-order my book, Digging Up Mother, on Amazon, because I still haven't got links to put this shit on my website.
No, we've got them now.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, yeah, I should get those.
Yeah, I only got them this weekend.
Oh, great.
All right. Fantastic. Forward by Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, who's a fairly well-known actor.
Fucking Louis C.K. Like, they had just... the last record company went through for whatever.
Yeah.
Roadrunner?
Yeah, we screwed.
Hey, good morning. We're going to have to take a quick break.
Quick break.
Quick break. Bailey's Coffee Mimosa?
I can be your...
There's a little bit more bullet left. You can smell the cap.
But only a little bit.
Coffee? Long as since I puked from drinking.
All right, let's take a break.
About
We'll be
2
right.
minutes?
We'll be right back.
What'd you say?
We'll be right back. We're gonna take a break.
Oh, good. Sex! Ah! Rulers of the underpants universe! Sex! Ah! Keep your balls off your legs and such.
Sax underwear. Don't have sweaty balls.
Was that good? I don't know.
Oh.
Talking about racist cops?
No, Brian's got a story that we've all been dying to hear.
Bring us back. Doug.
Well, Brian has, as you've heard over the last weeks, if you listen, has been disappearing to Mexico. I think it's 5 or 6 times over the last 8 weeks or so. Since the middle of December. And he doesn't tell us why. We know there's a girl involved, but he never tells his personal shit. And he never has a girl involved.
When he's all of a sudden.
Well, I'm not going to tell people like you what's going on in my life.
Unless you're on the podcast and it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
And he wouldn't even tell me. Like, he'd fly back. I'd only know because I'd call his cell phone, and the ring is different when you're out of the country, and it goes boop boop. I go, you're in fucking Mexico again. You just flew up. We'd have a meeting with Johnny, and he'd fly from Mexico, go to the meeting, and wouldn't say that he's leaving. I'll be out there to Bisbee soon so we can start prepping. And then I'd call him the next day. Boop, boop. I mean, you're in fucking Mexico again. I could have used some help, fucking some pre-production here.
Hey, we got it done.
So what's going on, Hennigan? Tell us the fucking dirty. Radley Balko has just joined us. Yay.
When I'm discussing my personal relationships, I always like to have on hand a libertarian advocate like Radley Balko. So it's a good job he turns up.
Radley, of course, if you haven't figured it out, he was the one we were alluding to. They was a little too pickled too early, so we cut his part of the podcast out because he's a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You can keep it, hold it against me.
He achieved true liberty.
And he liberated his lunch this morning, too.
Last night also, yeah.
I hope you made it out of the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good, because Gretchen gave you a ride. And, she drives that art car, so you wouldn't notice vomit all over the side of it.
Well, we didn't get to ride in the Hillary car, unfortunately.
Oh.
So I'm sorry, I got to hear this fucking Hennigan story.
Well, there's nothing really much to it other than I met someone who I liked, and she's hanging out in Mexico, so I go to visit with her. That's it, really.
All right, thanks for joining the Doug Stanhope podcast. We'll see you next week, where Brian drops another big bombshell where he bought new shoes.
Yeah. Well,
and they're new.
Yeah.
On sale.
Yeah, she's, again, as you know, I'm fairly private about my private stuff.
I know, and you were listen. You pulled me aside for a very weird conversation this week, where you showed what was it had it gleaned of an emotion.
Yes,
really?
Yeah.
Brian had an emotion, and he didn't know how to deal with it, and it wasn't a very strong emotion, but it was enough that it was foreign to him that he actually pulled me in the other house. I need to talk to you. Shut the door. So.
You can buy anything on Amazon now.
Which emotion was it?
Yeah, and on Prime it comes in 2 days. It was that was a different emotion, but
But he said it might. I maybe it's just because I'm a little fucked with this girl, and
because that's how I talk.
well, I'm not doing my full on Hennigan. That's completely wrong. Oh, yes, I have this girl because I can't hit that
That's
note.
the
You hear my
Hennigan.
gravel voice this morning? I just literally got rolled off of a fucking couch. I just blew a .19. They rolled me off the couch to wake me up because you got to go today.
Are you allowed to be on a couch at .19?
I have a. I
have to be.
That's why I'm in a child safety seat here behind the bar. But you said that you had some other
Yeah, there was all sorts of shit
weird
going on.
feelings based, but you said maybe it's based on how fucked up you are about this girl. And I said, is it like that lesbian girl, only she's not a lesbian? And you go, that's exactly it.
That was kind of it, yeah. It wasn't like the genetic counselor, but so occasionally you meet somebody who stirs something within you that's different, and that kind of happened.
We've been together since 2002.
Yes.
And I've never seen you have an emotion. Except for that one gal that was she just happened to be the wrong sexuality, but that didn't deter you.
It's chasing Amy.
Yeah, I mean, bear in mind there have been a few relationships in there.
But not that you've had any kind of human connection to.
Not that I've talked to you about.
Well,
Well, the fact that you're talking to him means it's something new and different.
I'm in love
From the
with her
norm.
in a way that I've found
What?
out how it can
What? I
help
never said
me
that.
in a business sense.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
The Business of Love by Brian Hennigan.
It was almost like counting money. So again,
How'd you meet-
funnily enough, the whole thing almost went awry very early on because I showed an emotion, because something happened that caught me by surprise, and I displayed an emotion, and it was kind of freaky, and I had to explain that this type of thing doesn't normally happen, in the same way that some people have to explain about premature ejaculation. you know, I had to say, look, I don't normally show emotion, so just forget about that. We'll move on. So that almost.
How did you meet her?
I met her, believe it or not, through Instagram.
Well, we're gonna get on that.
Yeah. So
Even Radley's got a girl now. He's getting married. I'm the only one single all of a sudden.
So she's 19.
no, she's older than that.
Is her name Lily?
No. Anyway, so we met on Instagram, and then we corresponded using the direct message function on Instagram, which is a feature a lot of people might not know about. And then we corresponded using the direct message facility on Spotify, which a lot of people might not know about.
I'm sorry, but I need to know, what was the first transaction, as you might call it, on Instagram?
I think she liked...
Do you have your emotional ledger here that we can?
That's with the auditors just now. I think it was she commented or something favorably on a picture I'd taken of Ichabod.
And so I'm assuming Instagram is like Twitter, where they have a little default picture, and you go, "Oh, chick liked it. I'm gonna see if she's hot."
She looks very furtive. You wouldn't know it was her.
Furtive, I don't know what that means, but it's. I
Elusive.
pictured overalls and a hefty girl plowing the field.
Yeah. So
Fertile.
no, that's furrow you're thinking of.
No, I was thinking fertilizer. I was thinking all sorts of Murrah Building, OKC.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that was although we only really met at Christmas, we'd been corresponding for almost a year.
okay, I'm still back with she liked my thing, and did you comment back? Thanks for liking my thing, and then she liked.
I genuinely
liking
can't
it.
remember because of historical interest. I did go back to see if I could trace what the fucking first interaction was, and you can only go so far back in Instagram, and so that is lost in the sands of time.
So what's she doing in Mexico?
She's an artist who's currently hanging out in Mexico.
She's an Aussie lad.
She's an Australian.
Lad.
Yeah.
Lass.
Wow.
I'm assuming there might be some connection over your love of animals. She commented on the dog.
Yes, I mean,
You're an advocate for animals.
Well, I certainly like them.
Yeah.
I'm not
Brian,
sure.
Brian, like temp rescues dogs.
Yeah.
And he'll keep him in his apartment till he can get rid of him. And he loves him, but he doesn't want to keep him. Kind of like an uncle.
Yeah.
Hey, little buddy. Hey, who's got your nose? Get the fuck away from me now. I'm drinking. I don't like it when I'm drinking.
Yeah. So that's really all you need. I mean,
Now, when did you meet her for the first time?
Christmas.
Okay, this Christmas.
Really, I met. Okay.
It's mid.
We hung out for one odd evening in Vegas in July, I think. But that was just an odd hanging out evening.
Oh, what are you doing here?
And then
He's just following her Instagram pictures, like that geocaching or something.
and that was when I was on my 2-month sober bender, if you remember.
Yes.
That one. I don't want to bring it up on this podcast, but there was one specific sober bender that you went on for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fairly open about why.
Okay, so there's nothing I'm going to tilt to the lady.
No.
Okay, yeah, Brian woke up with Brian's a very picky, in a very hideous, awful, misogynistic way.
Not misogynistic.
Not misogynistic.
Human.
He woke up after a bender with having been with a woman that wasn't up to his sober standards, and to the point where he just threw all the bottles out the window for 2 months. And was it you said you saw her and she was very, very cute?
She is very cute and lovable and sexy, and he's fucking crazy for having that reaction. But it was a legitimate reaction.
To just catch, for an example, one time Brian went home with a girl, and as they were getting undressed to make the love, he noticed that she had a wiry nipple hair and left.
Which was difficult because it was my apartment.
He moved.
But you have to commit to your fucking standards. I mean, you can't just abandon them.
So the one night in Vegas, is that going to stay in Vegas?
Well, there was nothing.
You didn't consummate the relationship?
No, nothing at all.
So, but you keep in touch. And
We keep in touch.
Christmas comes,
and I intimate. Hey, maybe I could. Because I always go somewhere for fucking Christmas and New Year. I fucking hate hanging around. And I just thought, fine, I'll go down to Mexico. And I went on Jet Setter, which is my preferred booking.
You don't want to stay at home alone on Christmas, because then it proves that you're just alone on Christmas and nobody likes you. You have no one in this world that you're close to. So you purposely zip off to a remote location so that you act like it's by choice.
But here's the important thing is I don't care about being alone at Christmas. I just like to be somewhere else.
I like that so far in this story about your emotions, you've gotten the Instagram messenger service, Jet Setter. You're like the fucking king of product placement. Every one of your stories.
Spotify,
and you're
don't forget
emotionless
Spotify.
falling in love.
Yeah.
Okay, so Christmas comes.
Christmas comes and we get together.
In Mexico.
In Mexico.
How long has she been in Mexico?
She's been there since the end of, let me think, mid-November, I think.
See, we would get I'd call Brian, and he's in Mexico, and what are you doing? And he won't tell me, and then I'd call, because we're in the process of setting up this show, so that I get a lot of questions, so I have to call him a lot. It's not like we chat about stuff, but I would call, and then I'd call, I'm in Cancun, so when are you flying in? Well, I'm in Cancun, so there's nonstops pretty much. It's kind of like flying out of Vegas, so... And then the next day I called in the morning with another business question. He goes, hang on, it's very loud. I'm in a bar in New Orleans. It's 11:30 in the morning, and he's shouting in a bar in New Orleans. They just flew to Cancun randomly to see a Tool concert and then fly right back to Mexico.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So we go to see things like any other people do.
But is this one of those things that you might be more into it than she is? Because you look like almost like you might not cry, But like you might need a hug that day. You pulled me aside, and I've never.
No,
seen you like
that was lack of sleep.
All right.
No, seriously, that was. And I was kind of jacked up in a bunch of things.
Well, just
So, that's not an issue.
all right.
Because she's traveling the world. So, I mean, I know what her situation is. I mean, it's one of those odd things that's caused by, or that's allowed by facilitated by
I'm
social.
not going to lose
Wait.
my manager, am I?
No.
Okay.
No. It's one of these odd things that's facilitated by social media, then puts you in a strange position because we would never have met without the global interface of social media, which puts together people who in some ways have no geographic reason for communicating. And that's what's happened. So she's on her own little mission. And I've got shit to do and things I want to do. And so we're trying to reconcile those things with whatever happiness we find together in those moments when we're together.
You're not losing a manager. You're gaining a manager-in-law.
Did you stay? Was she staying in a hostel when you went down to Mexico?
Oh, no.
How old is she?
She's younger than me.
No shit.
Yeah, well, fuck.
If you can't tolerate a nipple hair, you're not gonna date a 49-year-old.
Put it this way. Yeah.
They're mostly nipple hair.
Yeah. She's old. Obviously, I'm old enough to be her brother. So that's, yeah. And, so... Again, you should just be happy for me being...
I am happy for you.
Thank you.
The only time you've ever said anything about her other than there's a girl in Mexico was that day, and she's going back to Australia, and I'm like, fuck, Brian's going to move off to Australia chasing some fucking backpacker girl, and I'm going to be out...
There is no chance of me going to Australia.
I'll have Bingo fucking living with some other dude in that outhouse, and Hennigan's off in Australia. And everyone's going to leave me. Chaille, do you have anything going on you need to talk to me about?
Not in front of Tracy. Yeah, so.
I can't even get drunk and surly with my friend Radley when he's out of control because he's getting married too.
Yeah, so.
Met my fiance the same way. Social
Are you
media.
serious?
Yeah. Not Instagram, but Facebook and Twitter.
But she's in the same field.
Yeah,
We
she's
met
also
her
a
in New
journalist.
York.
Yep, you did.
Oh yeah, he said that. I don't remember.
Yeah, and then you tweeted that picture of where it looks like I'm staring at Bingo's ass, and
I did.
Became like the most retweeted tweet mentioning my name probably ever.
So, I'll give
So
her.
what's next?
I'll give her a name. Her name's.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you post a picture of her by a pool and on the Facebook?
Yes, that's
Yes.
her.
That was our first clue.
I don't know how to work the Facebook, but the kids were saying, well, if it's the one he posted a picture of, she's pretty fucking hot.
She's not unhot. And she's an artist from Melbourne.
What kind of art?
Painting stuff.
Like oil?
Like
Watercolor?
Gretchen
In oil.
Baer.
Yeah, the Gretchen Baer gave me a fantastic recommendation for a present that worked out.
Oh, great. What? Oh, well, I guess you can't say it.
No,
Well, then why bring it up?
it was an enormous dildo. The likes of which
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't imagine.
Make sure you get Bradley some... Bradley. Bradley. Get Radley some swag for the road. A thank you gift from the giant cachet of porn that we got for that one gag. Today we were supposed to have... In fact, I told Shawnee, and I hope he didn't follow through, that at 1 o'clock we're going to start a 2-day thank you party for all the people that helped pro bono in town. And it was going to be a porn and mimosa party where you can get free porn from the prop bucket and free cheap mimosas.
Just so you know, Super Shawnee is out of commission today.
Oh,
He even he called off work.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he's down for the day and well deserved day off.
And he doesn't even drink, but he's been fucking busting his balls this whole week.
Yeah, he has. Everyone has. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been very impressive.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Keenan and Sam from the fucking Johnny Depp company.
2 Live Crew.
Oh, holy fuck! I mean, I cannot say enough how fucking brilliant they were.
I know. It was
It was
in and out quick.
It was humbling. Like their fucking level of expertise, know-how, and fucking thought process was amazing.
Just and expedient.
Yes.
It's very interesting when you have people that know what they're doing and can communicate on a level that they do, how you get to actually do what you're supposed to do, and you don't even fucking question all the other technical things that are happening. You just know it. You can tell by the way that they move that they've done this plenty of times before. We're lucky to have them.
Yeah, it was the whole weekend. Humbling is a good word.
Yeah.
Where you go, I don't know how to say thank you, though. I'm not really good at saying, let me say thanks, but...
I mean, the up until the very last, and it's not giving anything away to say they were filming a band that was on the roof of the Funhouse, okay?
Yeah.
They've already been working for fucking 4 days non-stop, and Keenan is up there, and I'm basically saying to him, you can stop for now. You can, he's like, no, we have to get the shot. We have to, it's like, Jesus.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, too. They put him in this corner so
Yep.
you could see the entire compound. I mean, that was fucking awesome.
So when do you see the girl again?
I'll see her, I don't know, maybe in the next 24 hours.
I was expecting that as soon as you get on that plane, the next call I get, boop, boop.
But you're invalidating. Here's the thing. You're invalidating international modern business or international contemporary business, because I always like to differentiate between modern and contemporary. Very different meanings.
Thank God.
I was going to jump in and correct you there.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I saw you, perched up there like the pernickety eagle.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck difference does it make where I am or how the ringtone is? And it's not because it's not just you. It's not just you. Other people who I know are trying to call me, they call, it goes to the boop, and they just hang up. It's like, it makes no difference where you are. It's a business thing. Why the fuck would it make a difference what your ringtone is?
It's that anyone else that was a close friend in our circle would leave saying, "Hey, I'll be in Mexico," and call. Like, you just act like you're going home, and like it's a secret thing.
It's not a secret. It's just that I don't see the need for unnecessary communication and words.
It's still a phone call.
It's just a phone call.
I mean,
I know, but I'm saying you would think, if you were just going on vacation by yourself like you normally do, you'd just say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Mexico." Hennigan is the king of drunk travel. I'm the drunk eBay guy or Amazon. Buy a bunch of shit when I'm drunk, and then I've come out and there's a ton of boxes, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, what did I buy myself?" But he does that with travel. He'll find a good deal online when he's drunk and then wake up and go, "Fuck, I guess I'm going to Fiji."
Which, incidentally, there was an aspect of that in me going down there at Christmas, because I woke up and it's like, holy fuck, did I just book that? Yeah. So the next 24 hours, I'll be back in Playa del Carmen.
All right, so if you're in Playa del Carmen,
tweet up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go find Brian Hennigan. Snoop around.
We'll be hanging out at the best Italian restaurant possibly I've ever been to in the world, called Trattoria Roma, and it's in fucking Playa del Carmen.
Wow.
And you're not going to have any stalkers from the podcast.
I know, because it's a place filled with joy.
Yeah, you were raving about the food down there.
Oh fuck! We went to Mexico City, without a doubt, the best food city I've been to in the world, including places like, probably including Hong Kong. It is fucking amazing. And
now our Twitter feed's gonna explode. Fuck you! You're talking 5-star cuisine in Hong Kong doesn't live up to Mexico City. You faggot.
There are one or two dedicated listeners who'll love that bit. And admittedly, only one or two, and I know who they are. But and again, Mexican food in fucking Mexico is fantastic. It's not like Mexican food here.
Mexico's right across the border.
I know,
They have Taco Bell down there too.
It's just astonishingly good.
Kenny said to me this morning, yesterday, he goes, "Well, yeah, this is all done tomorrow, huh? I guess you're going to be on the first flight flying to somewhere weird in the morning." I go, "No, I got shit to do." And I woke up and the first thought was, let's get this Brian Hennigan podcast out of the way, and I'm going to get on delta.com and see where the fuck I can go.
One of the things that came up on, if you're on Google, you get these photo memories, and it's like, this time last year. And it was us in the fucking Netherlands Antilles watching jumbo jets land.
Oh yeah, for Super Bowl.
St. Martin.
Yeah, St. Martin, because it's got 2 A's.
Yeah, that always screws me up. I'll do a mimosa. I'm balancing the Bailey's coffee with the mimosa. Do you remember your Bailey's and coffee last night, Radley?
Did I have Bailey's and coffee last night?
Yeah, I brought you in. You're a little torn up and thinking that I feel like I'm being ambushed. And I said, just come with me in the kitchen. We'll have Bailey's and coffee. That way you get coffee, but you're not really stopping drinking technically.
Yeah. How did I drink it?
We hung out in the kitchen, and then Chad came in, and it was fine.
I don't even remember that.
Well, we had to switch off because you kept just saying the same sentence in the loop.
Yeah.
So we'd switch off with you, and even the little stinky hippie girl came in and gave you a hug. And at one point, I had Fiona. Fiona's this hot Scottish woman, and I know that doesn't make sense to anybody.
I can vouch for that.
She's the hot
Scottish woman.
And she's not in Scotland.
She lives down on the corner, and she was pickled.
Yes.
And she's like, I am drunk, and I have to teach kids in the morning. I said, well, just go through the kitchen, because Chad had done his due diligence of talking Radley off the fence, and I just go in and go, oh, you're cute, and kiss him on the cheek and say, where's the ladies' room? And maybe just the ego of a hot chick just kissed me on the cheek and called me cute would snap you out of the political rant you were on.
Did it work?
It toned him down a bit, though.
Probably.
It got him to say the sentence a little more quiet.
He recognized her for the North Korean agent that she is.
Honestly, the amount of whiskey you drank in a short amount of time, everyone was as annoying as you might have been.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, if I did that, even Chad Shank said, Jesus, if I drank that much whiskey, I would be on the floor right now.
Half the bottle, right?
And
it was more than half.
Yeah.
There was
an aspect you've got that
much left in the bottle. Oh, here it is.
Holy shit.
That's your bottle.
God damn, I'm pretty proud of myself. That's
Radley, something you do that I've realized that I do that's both a virtue and a vice is that I can drink a lot and be fucking hammered, but appear to be sober, so that I can write emails perfectly, and I wake up the next morning and they've been written under drunkenness, but they're perfect. So you can't. The person that
you have no fallback. You can't say, "Oh, I was shit faced."
Yeah,
you didn't seem shit faced. You grabbed my wife's ass.
Yeah, and you seemed remarkably coherent.
Yeah, no, I can.
Your oddness.
I can write a very coherent email drunk, and I guess I can argue well drunk too. I'm just an asshole while I'm doing it.
Not argue, lecture.
Yeah, there's
no back and forth.
That's right.
You know what it was? When you sit at the bar and have a conversation like you guys were, whether the show was filming or not, you were still having a conversation, engaging, very interesting conversations, and drinking for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, and especially sitting down without getting up, moving around, or having anything else, it can really sneak up on you because that was my downfall.
And it was straight. I mean, there's no water. There was nothing else in there.
And you were drinking in front of the ultimate alcoholic catalytic converter, which is Doug.
That's right.
Because Doug enhances your ability to drink and feel competent.
Just being near him.
Yeah. That's why people go to Doug Stanhope gigs and are thrown out before the show starts because they're too drunk.
During the opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cross the event horizon. There's no way you can get back to the other side.
Well, I told you last night in the kitchen that I go, you know what? I got to air that podcast because you're my friend, and we don't air anything that will make someone look bad to others.
The important point is, it would have been unrepresentative of Radley Balko.
And I try, even on the podcast, I tried to say that to preface you, word in edgewise, that this is this is Radley. He's one of the most brilliant writers, and you're going, no, listen. And I just wanted to set up the fact that this is not representative of you. So that if you wanted to, go tits up, that's not uncommon. But
and I'm arguing with you about that.
You were arguing with me about.
By the way, we should just double down on that. Radley Balko, brilliant writer. The Rise of the Warrior Cop. Amazing book.
Oh yeah, no, we got it. Yeah, if we're cutting out his drunken segment, we got to get the plugs back.
Yeah.
You still with Huffington Post?
The Washington Post.
Washington Post.
Yep.
Oh, you were HuffPo for a while, right?
Yeah. I've been to Washington Post for a couple of years. I do a blog there called The Watch, which is a lot of original reporting, but then also just sort of daily kind of commentary on civil liberties, criminal justice.
Radley, what direction is the country going?
Wow.
Tell us.
Well, let me have a drink first, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Oh, no. Oh, we've learned our lesson.
If only there was some bourbon left.
I want to take. I think I'm going to take a picture of this bottle. No, I got to drive to Tucson to catch a flight here in a little bit. So
don't drive drunk.
Yeah.
no, I think I did pass a breathalyzer.
He passed.
Still at 0.03 though, still going strong. So
After vomiting at 11 o'clock.
that's right. Yeah.
And Gretchen, who drove you home. Oh, I'll tell you off the air because we just did this on the podcast. The Gretchen Baer idea of paintings.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that off the podcast.
Let's take a one more quick break and then we'll wrap this up because Radley's going to go and we want to say our goodbyes. And we'll be right back after this commercial. This episode is not brought to you by Squarespace. This episode is brought to you by me and us dragging our ass off the couch. Today's episode is sponsored by Squarespace.com. Website so easy, even my dog Ichabod... No, he couldn't. I was going to say that Ichabod could build one, and that would be extremely false. He could not build a... But you could. You could out there. You go to squarespace.com, and you have you want to sell wooden gnipkanops or your own how to cut meat and save money self-published book. Go to squarespace.com, and they make it simple. Chaille even did it. Right, Chaille? Oh, Chaille's making a drink. Enter offer code Doug Stanhope at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase.
See you, Kenny.
Bye, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny was cleaning all around, and I said we're going to do a podcast in here. So would you mind? And he look at it, it's great.
Yeah.
He did.
We should have gotten a video of that and shown it to Derek.
or indeed, we should have got a video of that and shown it to Kenny. Hey, Kenny, here's you doing what we wanted you to do.
You know what would be really funny?
Tell me.
Is to hire Derek's girlfriend for just even if we have to make up a position. So she has to come over here without him every day, 5 days a week. That's a really funny idea.
Oh, yeah, poor Derek.
Oh, guys.
Why poor Derek?
Yeah, poor Derek.
Well, one of the things when we were doing this show, all the little side ideas was that it would actually be really funny if we just had another camera crew follow Derek and Kenny around as our PAs and make another show about those two fuckers.
Or that this whole thing was just a farce to have them...
It was like a Windy City Heat sort of thing in which we pretended to do a show just to get those two worked up over their production assistant positions.
Waiting for Depp.
Yeah.
But Castle Rock Kenny and Reverend Derek, they hang out together all the time. Like in a very Beavis and Butthead kind of way. I mean, they just get high all the time. But when they have to work together, the contention is palpable. And each one thinks they're doing fucking mop work the wrong way. And they yell at each other over the silliest things. Derek, you're nuts. Jeez, I was just doing. And just watching them work as PAs. And I think most of this town, there was a very limited budget, so he could pay 3 PAs $100 a day, and it's a long fucking day just to do hump work. And hey, we need this quick.
Yes.
And every time I needed them, I couldn't find them. No, I think they're over across the street getting high, and everybody else in town that's not getting a nickel, and they're just doing it for the love of the sport, did probably as much or more work. Kenny woke up yesterday morning when he was it you or Brian that I was talking to where Kenny it was 11:30 in the morning. Maybe we said this last night. He had to just drop Margot's car back on downtown.
I called to see if he could give her car back.
like he'd been fucking drilling rocks for 16 hours a day before. He's out playing fucking cornhole all day with the company.
No, you're not a fucking Sebastian Salgado, monochrome picture of Brazilian miners.
Yes,
hey,
there's
look who shows up. You say Beetlejuice 3 times, and it's Castle Rock, Henny, and Derek. We were just singing your praises on a level.
That's a way to describe it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for all your help. I was just busting your balls that every time I actually needed you, I couldn't find you. And then... Oh, yeah. Is there another bottle of champagne? I fucking...
No, is there really?
I woke up after the special, and I didn't even realize it, but I had a breakfast of champagne and caviar. I had my old staple of Jell-O with French dressing, bacon bits, and lumpfish caviar, and a $4 bottle of Andre champagne mimosa.
How do you think this sounds to people in Worcester, Massachusetts?
They fucking envy me. I wish I had fucking $6 to spend on breakfast. And that's if I drink the whole bottle of Andre.
You glutton. Domo.
Champagne regrets and caviar hangover. I really got to get this fucking hernia fixed. It's,
you do.
Yeah, it's this.
Which one?
Just in this last week.
The chest one?
No, that will never be
The
a
belly
problem.
one?
It's just gross to look at.
Yeah.
No, the groin one.
Oh.
But the problem is, can we talk about what's happened with your erstwhile surgeons?
Yeah, well, they're like plastic surgeons.
Oh, they're right. So they were merely interlocutors to the real surgeon.
They're anesthesiologists.
Oh, right.
And then they had found a surgeon friend for that belly button one I did years ago.
Katie Arts.
But then I heard...
Was she the surgeon?
Who's Katie Arts was the surgeon.
Right.
Yeah, oh, she's a cutie. Oh, my gosh.
You did that for trade.
I do remember
You know
that.
what? Somehow I thought saying cutie made it sound less sexist. If I said she's wicked hot. I'm also a surgeon, but a cutie, no one takes offense to cutie.
Yeah, that just makes it sound like she's also a child.
Back to Katie Arts?
Was because she was doing that as a favor to my anesthesiologist.
It was tied to some pet organization.
Well, no, when I asked Katie Arts, I'm getting the initial exam. I had put on my website that, hey, I have this umbilical hernia where my belly button's stuck out like a cocktail weenie. And someone got me all paranoid about it. Like, that can get necrotizing. And Betty. So I put on the website that I'll trade a free DVD and a T-shirt to any surgeon out there that will fix this because that necrotizing word creeped me out.
Yeah, it's a good word.
And then I happen to have people that were fans, the Bazelles, and they said, "Oh yeah, we'll do that." And they set me up with a surgeon, Katie Arts, and then Brian and I were there.
Yeah,
and
we went to visit with her.
I said, "How much does this surgery cost?" And she goes, "Oh no, I'm doing this as a favor for the Bazelles." I go, "Yeah, I know that, but what would the cost of this be if I would have?" And she didn't know because
she doesn't see the figures.
Right. She just gets whatever cut after the fuck. I don't know. It was around like $15,000. She guessed. She said between $7,000 and $15,000, like more than 100% difference.
And we ended up having to do a fucking benefit gig in fucking Tucson.
Having to, I offered. Well, I go. You can't just send someone a Red Lobster gift certificate as a thank you for a $15,000 surgery. So I don't know what to do. So I said, hey, listen, I'll do a benefit show in Tucson for whatever charity, and that was how I could pay you back for the charity of your choice. And they picked the Humane Society. But it's not like I'm going to go back and go, hey, those dogs are hungry again. You want to do an inguinal?
By the way, this is definitely before the podcast era because they were the most, how can I put it? They were the most least grateful recipients of aid ever because they clearly knew how to work Google. And what they did was I said, we're going to give you a lot of money. It was a lot of money. We gave them the entire proceeds from a theater gig in Tucson. And in between me telling them that and it happening, they Googled you and realized where the money was coming from, and it was like getting money from Carlos the Jackal. They were so not interested in acknowledging the money. We will take, and I even went so far as to look into their, because if you're a registered charity, you have to declare shit. And if you go online, you can find them. I think we were the biggest single donation they got that year, and they still didn't want to acknowledge where it came from.
That did not stop them from putting me on their constant, please send us even more money mailing list.
Of course. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do charity gigs. People ask me all the time, and they go, Patty in L.A., next door to you. She had just a friend that had died, and they're doing some memorial thing, and they go, "Oh no, they'd love you." And no, I'm not the guy for the charity event.
Well, I think it's Frankie Boyle in the UK on his Twitter feed or whatever. His description for a long time was not a great booking for a charity event.
That's great. That's great. I'm sad I did not get to hang out with him in Glasgow.
Yeah. Fucking, what a funny guy.
I'm so glad Radley came back.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I knew he was going to feel. He'd already thrown up at 11:30 and texted, "Hey, I hope I wasn't a dick or something." And then I wrote back, "Just shut up, faggot, and come over for breakfast." The ball busting that you want to hear on a hangover, and still at 8 a.m. Man, I really feel like a dick about last night. I just come over, stop by for breakfast.
I mean, hat in hand. He wasn't coming in with any kind of attitude.
Oh, I know. I know him.
But last night,
I spent either time talking him down from you're not being ambushed or you're just not understanding. I am understanding. No, you're not.
No.
A podcast. I'm just saying this is like Radley Balko on Drunk History. I'm not drunk. I'm just saying you're slurring. I'm not slurring.
Yeah.
So I was either talking him down and trying to keep him away from people, or going around to explain to everybody that he's just really drunk and he's not like this. I know him, and I'm glad he stopped by and got to be on the podcast. And, yeah, he looks like toiled fertilizer. He looks pretty fucking rough.
I imagine those sheets are not dry.
What's that?
I just said, imagine his sheets are not dry.
Well, he's staying at the Copper Queen. I don't know if they were dry when he checked in.
Yeah, they didn't start dry.
Yeah.
They are haunted, though. Yeah. Room 207, super haunted.
You can't deny wet leprosy.
Did you just say you cannot deny wet leprosy?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I don't know what time we're at, but if we're around an hour, I'd just stop right there. Brett Erickson at Brett, not Brent, on Twitter, at Mr. Hennigan, and at Ggreg Chaille, Chaille.
Talk about merch.
He puts the ill in Chaille.
Talk about merch.
Let's fucking talk about it. Pre-order my fucking book. I got to start saying that more.
An important point, if you're in the UK, which is another major market for us, we are basically self-publishing through Amazon, okay? So, yes, we know that there is not a current active link. You don't have to worry. It will be on sale. It will be sold in both printed and email form. We're just getting our shit together because, as you understand, we try to do everything in-house as much as possible, and doing this type of thing takes a bit more effort than some other things where we're already familiar with the territory.
And I am not familiar with any of this fucking territory. I just know the book's coming out in like April or May, and if you pre-order it, that's better for us. For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Did I finish the Louis C.K. thing? I don't.
Kind of not.
No. The last DVD we put out just stole quotes that had been published, where people said in an interview or a tweet something nice about me. So they just stole those quotes and put them on the thing without the permission of people.
They were very competent about it, though.
Yeah, I know, but this time they were going to use a Louis C.K., something he said in an interview about the episode I was in. And I'm like, I don't feel right about Like, I'm gonna email Louis.
Yes.
Generally, what's the rule? It's better to.
Generally, you say that better to ask forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Right.
So, and truthfully, you should.
I wasn't with Louis. I don't want to fucking look like. So I just emailed him, and a lot of times he's slow to get back, even back when we're doing stuff. And I said, listen, they found this in a quote. It was just, he's fucking great or something. Just like one line. And I go, even still, I'm not comfortable using your name on the book jacket without asking you first. And if you don't write back, I'll take that as a serious yes. But he wrote he wrote back with a real nice paragraph.
Yes.
Probably because he doesn't want to be quoted as saying he's fucking great. Like, I can quote better than that. Probably ego involved. Always is with every one of us.
But he was empathetic and did something.
Yeah, it was really nice. So then Johnny Depp came through, the fucking great forward. Well, it's one run-on sentence.
By the way, that's
no punctuation.
Wait a minute.
That was his point. He told me, I'm going to write you the longest sentence without any punctuation.
And that, I think, is you announcing that. I don't think that's out there yet.
Oh, is this a breaking news on the Doug Stanhope podcast? I'm sorry, the police beat has been preempted, so we can bring you this breaking news. But no, it's fucking cool, and my ego is fucking stoked to
Yeah.
Even though I have no dates on the book, and I have no actual form of income other than my cut of Chaille's merch money.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, the two guys who depend on that income are staring right at you right now.
People say it's easy being a parasite, but they're wrong.
I was giving one friend of mine some shit about a project he was doing for a lot of money that was just really dumb, and and he goes, I got 60 people working for me. So I go, all right, I see why you do dumb things for money. And I go, I have 2 people working for me, so I actually have to look at their faces every time I go, I just want to take a lot of time off. And they're crying outside the door like stray cats.
I am always fine with you taking time off.
I know.
Yeah, he's got to go to Mexico.
You're very self-sufficient.
Yeah. I'm not in it for the fucking money. Still being
Wow. Record that and play it back to him.
Like Radley Balko's drunk podcast. We'll play that back to you and rub it in your face and smear it in.
So anyway, you can get your merch at DougStanhope.com store. We actually have new Brett Erickson t-shirts up. And
those are good, by the way.
Ask you about that because I forget that do you still do Jeff Tate stuff?
I sell Jeff Tate's 2 CDs.
And so we got Erickson stuff?
Yes.
Do you do that as a
DVDs
combo pack?
CDs?
Let's call it the fighting talk pack. Whereas,
Well, it was originally going to be called the Tate Erickson combo pack, but I fought for the Erickson Tate combo pack, and it's
you went all
selling
North
way
South
better.
Korea on it.
Yeah.
And Mishka, who else?
Mishka as well.
We basically have a label. Honestly, after we've
good.
done
Glad you're
several
bringing this up.
shows here in the Funhouse, when we pack it out, not just the one we filmed for bullshit for the show, even that one that was not staged by we had to put people in places. We can only have this many people for filming. But when we do real shows, it fucking kills. And it's not just me thinking that because I want it to. We can fucking film. And Steve Poggi, as well as other people, I haven't gotten back to your email, but he said, hey, I'm coming through in April. Can I want to film a DVD. And you go, first of all, you have to get the camera crew.
Yeah.
Like we had to pay a camera crew when I filmed the one that we filmed. It's not like we have like a studio set up. We just have a great fucking venue and a crowd that's always willing to come out and they laugh their balls off. They're very supportive. Did we talk about this on the podcast? Brett Maverick? Yeah, we must.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Yeah, about the people that.
Yeah,
we did. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we have a great crowd, and hopefully we can get this set up so we can we could have our own fucking label.
But it's okay. I don't want to get into that. Sorry. It's interesting because the way you describe it, where you said we don't have the camera crew, we don't have production facilities. What you're basically saying is that's what fucking record labels say is if you want these things, we have to pay for them.
We have access to them.
Yeah.
But it costs a little bit of money. Comparatively. A very little bit of money.
Yeah.
And we can make this look good.
But again, a lot of comedians get a little bit ahead of themselves. Not just comedians, artists get a little bit ahead of themselves, and they look at they go, "Hey, the whole world's gone Louis C.K." It's like, yeah, the whole world's gone Louis C.K. if you have 6.7 million Twitter followers. Yeah. If you don't have that, it's not gone Louis C.K.
Right?
You know, don't look at a model that's not you and think that's you, just because you're a comedian.
And I want to tell everyone this because I hate that especially comedians don't know the movie The Dark Backward. But if you watch the first 4 minutes after the credits of the movie The Dark Backward on YouTube, that was the feel I was going for the inside of the Funhouse. That's the kind of shot, except for the lack of laughter. We'll have laughter, but that kind of dirty old bar. Margot, we had her on, and she just looked the part of one of those cutaways to an audience member, and that. So watch that, and you'll understand the feel of, at least the look, the texture of what we're going for, and then add Kentucky Fried Movie into it.
Yeah, I love the word texture.
Yes. Well, I learned it from you, Dad. When do we get to meet the lady?
I don't know. So
you wouldn't bring her here, would you?
It'd take a lot of convincing.
When she's old enough to travel across state lines.
He's just afraid we're going to do like Derek and give her a job where she has to be here 5 days a week. Hey, no personal calls, lady.
Are we done?
Brian, you were fucking missing for a long time till the last minute, and I cursed your name several times, and then when you showed up, you fucking took over and handled everything like you'd been in it from the beginning.
I wasn't in it from the beginning. You fucking ungrateful cunt.
I meant the beginning of production.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I love the way you fucking focus on the start of production. We've been working on this for fucking 2 years. Jesus. Anyway,
well, we've been waiting for 2 years.
Yeah, no.
It got brought up 2 years ago.
I remember flying up to fucking San Jose and having to hang out with a fucking soon-to-be corpse, and just to try and get notes to give to fucking dead people. It was, I mean, we've been working on this for a long time.
The book, if we've never mentioned the book, that was Hennigan's idea. Maybe 6 months after Mother died, to write that book. And he came down here for a week. We sat in the Funhouse, and he just took notes. Now, what else do you remember? And I don't have my memories of childhood are snapshots at best, and like most of my life. And he said, and then what do you do? And I don't really know. And I'd go in the crawl space and get the few boxes of old memorabilia and go through them and old pictures to trigger memories and put you. And I go, I was in Hollywood in '85. I was going to be an actor, and then I don't really remember. And he snapped on like day 3. He goes, "We can't have an entire fucking book of I don't really remember."
Yeah, it seems like more of a novella at that point.
Pamphlet.
So with the book, he took whatever he could out of that week, and I'm like, I don't even want to do this. I don't know shit. I'm gonna have to call people and figure. But we got nothing. But he sent in a treatment. Was that the right word?
No, we sent in a thing. We sent in basically quite a substantial work, and
like
then
80 pages of shit.
And I phoned you up and said there's going to be an auction next week, and you were
wait, no, you got to skip.
Oh.
That we did that in 2009, early 2009.
Yeah, and then
heard nothing back, and I'm like, thank fucking
and then
God.
At some point,
after that last special came out, when I had a bit about Mother, and you had an idea for a different book, and that was already running on Netflix, the bit I made about Mother. You had an idea, and you called that same agent that you had originally gone to, a lit agent.
Yeah.
And he goes, why didn't we ever go with that other book?
And it's like, because you said fucking no to it. and he said, no, I think it's going to be quite good. And so but me and the agent revisited the fucking material. We basically, jury rigged it, as they say in the fucking Navy. And
no, they use a more racist term now.
And then sent it out. Basically, without your knowledge.
Based on those 80 pages that you had written down when Doug was...
Then I remember, there's going to be a little auction next fucking Monday or whatever.
Well, I remember it because I had 6 or 8 different conference calls with different publishing companies. And Judith Regan, who did Stern's book, and HarperCollins, they all made offers.
We were doing that on the road, weren't we?
No, it was, I remember because it was it was 2 weeks after my 30 days in the hole. So I had 6 weeks of quit smoking pretty much down.
Yes.
And that felt good. And the only thing that I could not ever imagine doing without smoking is writing a fucking book. And so when he told me, I didn't even try, because I know I'm getting a book deal. I know it's going to fuck up my quitting smoking. So I'll go through it, and one of them's going to say yes, and 3 people made offers, and we went with to Capo Press. Not HarperCollins. It was
Harper Lee.
No, HarperCollins.
When Harper Lee died, you were like, "Oh, is this a book thing?"
No, we might have been podcasting, or as in a conversation. You walked past me and you said, "Did you hear about Harper Lee?" And you made the next slice.
That was me. He
you.
told it to me, and then I said it to Doug. I'm like, because Brian said to me, "Hey, when Doug wakes up, tell him Harper Lee." And I'm like, "What's that even mean?" Oh, and I'm like, "Oh, death pool, get it? I got it."
Celebrity death pool.
So when Doug woke up, I'm like, "Hey, did you hear Harper Lee?" And he's like, "The book?"
My head immediately went to book company HarperCollins, who I'm not even with. And then the slicing neck motion. I'm like, my book deals? That's the morning paranoia summed up.
There it is. He's drunk. He's hitting.
All right, you're at a 7:00 flight. You gotta leave. Just making sure we fucking measure you down. Tracy's on the breathalyzer. We didn't mention Tracy has been bringing the pocket breathalyzer around to everyone as they wake up, whatever the call time is, 9 and 10 in the morning. And the first thing she does is come like a nurse doing her rounds, making everyone blow to see who's the overnight winner.
Overnight winner.
I won today with the .19.
Again. Still champion.
Reigning champion. But it all went well, and we'll give you more details as they come, but Brian probably won't.
Okay, before we go, I do want to get one plug in for a video of my comedy that I just filmed, and I put on Vimeo that you can download directly. It's a model that's worked for Louis C.K., so I'm pretty sure it's going to work for me as well. So just go look for that and buy it.
Where is it at?
Vimeo, Brett Erickson.
Are you talking
about? Yeah.
Okay.
And one more thing, when I mentioned that Louis C.K. blurb he gave me, because I didn't want to put that out without his consent.
Yeah.
We also have a Ricky Gervais and a Sarah Silverman. I didn't bother to ask. I just took a Sarah Silverman tweet where she said something nice and slapped it on the book, but I didn't want to bother her about bothering her. That's it. Ggreg, Chaille, do you have any upcoming dates?
Yeah, I'll be at the Transworld Exposition in St. Louis at the America Center, the 17th to the 21st of March.
And Brian will be down in Playa del Carmen.
And I'll get to park in his spot, which is very important on Kurzon
By the way,
Avenue.
that's not a euphemism.
Bingo will be in the outhouse with the owls, and I will be on the couch watching Netflix. Maybe I do another 30 days in the hole, or maybe I get on Delta.com and I go to the airport with Hennigan. I will talk to you soon. Thank you, every one of you killer termites, for helping us out with the show and sending in weird stuff. And I got a pile of it to get to thank yous, and that's it.
And don't forget that this fantastic episode of the Doug Stanhope podcast was brought to you by Squarespace.com. Go to Squarespace.com and start building your website simply, smoothly, and easily. Enter offer code Doug Stanhope at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So, and let's play us out with Mishka Shubaly.
A barrel of monkeys, I'm a party of one, staring down the barrel of a bottle like a loaded gun. Tequila and coffee, Gatorade and beer, vodka and cocaine, whiskey and fear, white wine and 7-Up, cough syrup and gin. Calling my old mother on the telephone again. I said, Mother, your favorite son's coming home. Get my old room ready, I'm gonna need a place to be alone. Burnt onions and bloody steak, snake oil and sour grapes. Well, it's a barrel of monkeys, I'm a party of one, waving that remote control around the room like it was a loaded gun. Well, it's a comfort to me that you photograph so well as I sit staring at your pictures, chewing brimstone here in hell. My mother stands next to her favorite son, holding a cold wet rag to my head like a loaded gun. You would laugh to see me jump every time that she coughs, but someday, baby, that cold wet rag, like a loaded gun, it's gonna go off. Burnt onions and bloody steak, snake oil and sour grapes. Well, it's a barrel of monkeys, I'm a party of one, staring down the barrel of a bottle like a loaded gun.